Okay, many thanks for staying with us on your ultimate news and current affairs program on television, TMI. We have in the studio Mr. Speaker. Where is your mic going to? Maybe at the House of Assembly. But anyway, there are several layers of speakership in Nigeria, and today we have members of the Edo State Children's Parliament. They're here to set us in the mood of Children's Day, which happens to be tomorrow. Let me thank very especially Mr. Speaker, talking about Asen Richard. Thank you for joining us on the program. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. We also have with us in the studio the lady that is blessed amongst the men. Incidentally, she's the Deputy Speaker at Edo State Children's Parliament, talking about Otasowe Nita Beatrice Agbonse. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We also have with us the Chief Whip of Edo State Children's Parliament, Osa Afe Omoroyi Akbobaro. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, there's a whole lot of conversation going on around protection of the Nigerian child and how we can strengthen the support system. Underlining that, you also have the challenge of child labor. It's something that has been there over the years and is still very, very prevalent. Let's get started. Let's begin by looking at what constitutes child labor. Let me start with you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, what constitutes child labor? These are activities that are beyond the child.
Okay.
You know, a child is, first we have to start with what a child is.
Okay.
A child is like a citizen of 0 to 18 years.
Mm.
Now, when a child engages in particular works that are above him or her, that is referred to as child labor.
Mm. Can you highlight some of these works, some of these activities that children get into that justifies this definition that he just gave?
Oh yeah, talking about these labors, we have like hawking. When you hawk, it's like you're being deprived of education. Then you have things like wheelbarrow pushers. We have lots of them, and then we have people that do this building construction. It's not supposed to be for them, it's for the adults, but yet you see children doing these jobs all because of poverty or all because of the kind of situation they find themselves in.
Yeah. Are we saying that children shouldn't support their parents? If we're saying some of these things that they are doing, ideally is to support their family, make ends meet, and if we're saying they shouldn't be doing it because it constitutes child labor, are we not in a way saying that children shouldn't support their parents?
No, not at all. When you are talking about child labor in particular, it's when the child is doing more than its expected age. Imagine a 12-year-old boy that's supposed to be in secondary school is going out and joining his parents for libuke, carrying bags of cement on his shoulder when he's supposed to be in school. Yes, some might say he's helping his parents, but no, you're actually depriving that child of his fundamental human rights of education. Each child has an extent to go. A child can help in domestic activities in the house, sweep the house, but when it passes an extent of the age of the child, that's when it's considered child labor.
Okay. How do you think we can address this problem as a people?
Well,
yeah, because, I mean, the economy is biting harder, and in many instances, children of the poor are the most victims when it comes to this issue of child labor. How do you think we can deal with it?
Well, we can deal with it in a number of ways. The first way to deal with it is to be properly informed that this activity that these children are doing are actually very harmful to them, physically, mentally, psychologically.
Okay.
This thing is like a weight on their shoulders. They are children. You can't put that much force, that much weight on them.
Okay.
You have to be aware that this is really harmful.
So information is key.
Information is the key.
Okay. How can government help? Because everything literally revolves around government, as it were. Let me come to this, Madam Deputy Speaker.
All right. Government comes into this by bringing up policies. These were the policies stand out. The child rights law. That's why we have the child rights law. This child rights law is put in place to protect children from all this domestic, because a child is not supposed to be a breadwinner of the family.
Absolutely.
Good, the child supports, but he's not supposed to be a breadwinner. So there are rules that guide these parents on how to take care of their children, and there are these rules and punishments that are kept for those who violate this child rights law.
Okay.
So what we are trying to say here is that their constitutions, their rules, their policies kept for the protection of the Nigerian child, and so far so good. In Edo State, we've been having positive feedback from this constitution we have so far.
Okay. I heard Rema, a very popular artist, is from Edo State, saying that by age 15, he was already the breadwinner in his family. That was very traumatic, but it also helped him to build himself for a great future. Let me get your perspectives along these lines.
Like I say, everybody is different. Trauma and activities affect children in different ways. He might have survived the trauma of being the breadwinner, of carrying the family's load at that moment.
Well, not everybody can survive.
Not everybody can survive it, that's true. And who knows, he might have affected him just that he's covering it up. But every child, the fact is that parents should be sensitized. They should know they brought these children to life. It is their responsibility to take care of the children, not the children's responsibility to take care of the parents. It's the other way around. The parents are supposed to take care of the children and make sure they have basic education and other things are supplied. So that Rema's perspective, I just feel that is 1 in a million.
Absolutely.
And by God's grace, he was able to make it true, but not everybody does.
Absolutely. Not everybody, is so lucky.
Yes.
All right, let me come to Mr. Speaker. Children Parliament, the State Children Parliament, what would you say are the major achievements so far since you came on board?
Well, first we have to address our partnership with the Ministry of Women Affairs and Ministry of Gender Issues, and also SUBEB. We have managed to meet them on some occasions and discuss these matters. We've been able to bring to light what's been happening to children. Although we can all see it, but it still needs to be discussed.
Absolutely.
We still need to address the issue. We still need to build solutions for it.
Okay.
And we have been able to successfully do that on some occasions. As you can see, maybe the change is not very noticeable, but we have to take it step by step, and we are taking it step by step, and soon we'll be able to curb all of this.
Fantastic. The Children's Day is tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm also celebrating because I'm somebody's child.
Definitely.
It's not for you guys alone. Okay. Let's talk about the theme for tomorrow and what are your expectations. We just go around, quickly.
All right. The theme of tomorrow is strengthening the supportive system for the protection of the Nigerian child, a wake-up call.
Okay.
And this wake-up call is for everybody. It's for us, the parliamentarians. It's for you as a citizen. It's for the government, and it's for everybody. Because we can't be in a society where we have children everywhere. The rate of insecurity keeps increasing, and it's all from children who were not being properly curbed, who lacked these privileges. So this team is just a wake-up call to put all hands on deck to be able to curb these problems in our society. And when we see that all hands are on deck, we get to realize that we are coming into a good society where there is peace.
Absolutely. Okay. So what your expectations for tomorrow?
My expectations tomorrow, I expect that after the celebration, this whole program can raise awareness for these children. It's not like we don't see them, we see them, but people still need to know that this is very harmful. When we talk about Rema's case, he survived it, but many children, they haven't survived this. Some children are actually being buried by that weight. Some of them can't even voice out because they know that what's going to be done. Apart from the celebration, we still have to take note that this is a very serious matter, and that things are being done to stop it.
All right, you want to add something to that? And then in addition, also about the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria is on the rise, about the highest, if not the highest, in the world right now. You want to say something about that quickly?
Well, it is very clear. The statistics show that that Nigeria has a very high percentage of out-of-school students. And that is what is adding to the decline in our development. Check it out, most developed countries, they have the least amount of out-of-school students. So that's to tell you that at an early age, it is very good for us to tender for our children. Because as they say, children are the leaders of tomorrow. But when these children are not psychologically built up, physically and emotionally down, they can't reach their full potential. So it is showing But I pray that with this Children's Day celebration, a very sensitive topic that can raise awareness, and it will help, as I said, a wake-up call.
Yeah.
It will make everybody wake up and like, no, these children should be off the streets and be in school.
Okay. Do you have any program for tomorrow as members of the State Children Parliament? Do you have any program for tomorrow?
Well, there are no known programs, but we'll see what we can arrange. We'll see what we can do.
Fantastic. I mean, I can see that political disposition, I mean, showing in the three of you. So congratulations, guy.
Thank you very much.
Okay, see TMI Thursday. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with the rest of the conversations. Don't go away.